The war in Ukraine is a top agenda item as leaders from across the European Union meet in Brussels this morning. Russia's invasion remains a major concern for the EU, despite being somewhat overshadowed at the NATO summit. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky will join today's meeting via video link after his meeting with President Trump yesterday. Zelensky called that meeting long and substantive. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio joins us from London with more on this. Ramy, good morning to you. So what has Ukraine achieved during this year's NATO summit? What is Zelensky getting?
Sure. Good morning, Errol. Yeah, Ukraine got a reaffirmation of support, if you will, for its defense. Morally, we can say financially, but nothing new really in terms of hard numbers, how much, or even how many more weapons that it might get. But this was the expectation, and that was met. But one thing that stands out to me, Errol, is how little Ukraine was mentioned in this year's final NATO declaration. I counted the number of times, all of 2 times, compared to last year's from Washington, which was 61 times. Of course, it was Biden then, Trump now, and U.S. policy, we know, has softened. But there was one moment at Trump's press conference yesterday where he appeared to soften up a little bit too, maybe just a little bit there. He was talking to journalists, taking questions from them after the summit, and then a BBC Ukrainian journalist seemed to almost get close to tears. Take a look at this.
Where are you from? I'm from Ukraine. Oh, so my question to you is whether or not the U.S. is ready to sell anti-air missile systems, Patriot, to Ukraine.
Are you living yourself now in Ukraine?
My husband is there.
Wow.
And
I can see you it's amazing.
And me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw, actually, because he wanted me to be.
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He is.
And that was Miroslava Petsa from the BBC's Ukrainian service. And you can see that she's giving this kind of heartfelt pause for viewers, if not at least for Donald Trump. Donald Trump there said in response that we're going to see if we can make some Patriot missiles available. But I think few expected that kind of interaction, that kind of response in favor of these missiles potentially.
Yeah, Ramy, and it's always those unscripted moments at big events like this, which can sometimes be more telling than what's on, in the script. I'm wondering how Vladimir Putin and Russia are reacting to these developments, considering it always wanted to keep Ukraine from joining NATO and kind of get in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Russia's hardline defense minister is the guy who had the reaction for the Kremlin. His name is Andrei Belousov, and he warned that if Europe gave more weapons and what he called mercenaries to Ukraine, his words, that could destabilize Europe itself. So just take that in a pause there. That is a not so veiled threat against Europe itself. And I need to point out that he was at a defense ministers meeting in China of the SCO. And if you're not familiar, this is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It's seen by some as an attempt to be a political security counterweight to NATO, with countries there on your screen in the orbits of China and Russia. This includes Central Asian countries. Some are run by strongmen like Uzbekistan. There's India, Pakistan on the board, as well as Iran, also, we know, in the news. Today's meeting, though, perhaps not a coincidence, happening one day after the NATO summit. Meantime, in France yesterday, another meeting, a lot of meetings this week. This one of the Council of Europe for Human Rights. It established a new special tribunal to address crimes of aggression. After the NATO summit, Volodymyr Zelensky, busy man, was there in Strasbourg, a big proponent of this tribunal. His mind, of course, on Russia's president. Take a listen here.
It will take strong political and legal cooperation to make sure every Russian war criminal faces justice, including Putin.
And Zelensky calling Putin a war criminal again, and we know that many agree. Errol.
All right, Ramy in London, thanks.